So
it's very common for people between 100 and 300K a month. Usually when you're in that specific revenue range, you're, whether you realize this or not, still very convinced that time and effort is what produces additional revenue. Whereas the reality of the situation is what actually produces additional revenue are revenue-driven actions that are high leverage and usually don't take a lot of time and effort. If you optimize your organization, which includes the staff that you hire or don't hire, around efficiency, I heard actually originally from Elon Musk. He articulated from an engineering view where he had said, the simple goal of every role within an organization is, and just in general, how can I put as little in as possible and still get the same outcome, if not a greater outcome, if I had put this much into it to get that same outcome. So a great example of this, have you actually seen like the progression of the Raptor rocket engine? Look at this. So Raptor 1, you see all that shit on it that's not on Raptor 3?
Wow.
So listen to this. Listen.
This is us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and just to be fair, like that used to be me too. Like in my story specifically, it was 2016 to 2017. I articulate myself as just a total dumbass around this period of time. Like I had no idea what I was really doing. I didn't even necessarily know like anything about efficiency during that period of time, or like what Elon articulates as Parkinson's law, which is the idea of constraints on what we do. That's a different lesson, but nonetheless, here's what I'm trying to articulate. Your goal should be to get more power, because this
more powerful
actually produces way more power than that. But like that's what I'm trying to articulate to you, is that looks like the version of us with a lot more time and effort, whereas this version of us is a lot less time and effort and we get way bigger of an outcome. So like this version of me back in like 2016, 2017 would have been like 27 staff, 3 offices. I was sleeping like 4 to 6 hours a night max. I was just running around like a chicken with my head cut off all the time. If anything that came up needed done and I didn't have staff for it, I would just willfully hire for the staff without even judging if there was gonna be a high return off that specific payroll position. I'd go and hire more, I'd go in staff positions that I'm not optimizing around revenue. This would have been the equivalent of how we run today, which in your eyes is lean and my efficient and far more effective than what I was back then.
Yeah.
With a reduction in complexity and the different roles that you currently have hired, you can generally get far more out of each role that you specifically have in your organization. There's a video I did literally right before this. I don't know when it gets posted on the channel, but this is like literally what I filmed right before I filmed with Jonathan here. I had broke down how I'd hit $1 million a month in recurring revenue recently. And the very first thing I covered was team structure. Okay, and like this is my actual team. And like each one of these individual positions and what they all cost. But each one of these individual positions are all very effective. And they do the amount of work that historically I'd have to hire like 3 to 4x the amount of people to have accomplished what these people specifically accomplish in comparison. Give or take what sales is the largest variable cost out of this at 80 to 150K a month, but it comes out like 213,500 to 286,500 with sales commissions factored in on top of it. I think with just standard payroll positions, it's like low 100 some. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's pretty good compared to what I used to be at. Where I used to be at when it would have been like this, it would have been, I had, let's use the example of $300,000 a month in revenue and like more for sure than $150,000 a month in random payroll expenses. So I try to, when it comes down to like a multiple of like productivity per payroll position, I try to literally 10x. I'm close, I'm not quite there. I try to 10x what I pay versus what I get out of each individual role.